MCV4U1, Chapter 1, Session 8. In this session, we are going to work on questions assigned in exercise 1.3 in last session. Questions in page 29 and 30. Question 1. The velocity of an object is given by Vt equals t times t minus 4 to the power of 2. At what times in seconds is the object at rest? The object is at rest when velocity is 0. If we set velocity to 0, we find t equals 0 or t equals 4. Question 2. Give a geometrical interpretation of the following expressions. If S is a position function. Part A, S at 9 minus S at 2 divided by 9 minus 2. It is the slope of the secant line, average velocity, between t equals 2 and 9. Part B, limit of S of 6 plus h minus S of 6 divided by h as h approaches 0. This limit is the slope of the tangent line, instantaneous velocity at t equals 6. Question number 3. Give a geometrical interpretation of limit of square root of 4 plus h minus 2 over h as h approaches 0. If we consider f of x equals root x, this limit is the slope of the tangent line to the graph of f of x equals root x at x equals 4. Question 4. Use the graph to answer the following questions. This graph is given. Between which two consecutive points is the average rate of change in the function greatest? AB, BC, CD, and DE. Obviously, the slope of the secant line joining A and B is the greatest. Part B is the average rate of change in the function between A and B greater than or less than the instantaneous rate of change at B. If we compare the slope of the tangent line at B and the slope of the secant line joining in A and B, we see the slope of the secant line is greater. Part C, sketch a tangent to the graph somewhere between D and E such that the slope of the tangent line is the same as the average rate of change in the function between B and C. The slope of the secant line joining B and C is 0. It's a horizontal line. We are looking for a point between D and E at which the slope of the tangent line is 0. That point is point F on the graph of the function. Question 5. What is wrong with the statement the speed of the cheetah was 65 kilometers per hour north? Speed is represented only by a number, not direction. Here we have direction north. So if we change velocity, speed to velocity, or delete the word north, this statement is perfectly okay. Question 6. Is there anything wrong with the statement a school bus had a velocity of 60 kilometers per hour for the morning run, which is why it was late arriving? Yes, velocity needs to be described by a number and a direction. Only the speed of the school bus was given, not the direction, so it is not correct. Question number 7. A construction worker drops a bolt while working on a high-rise building 320 meters above the ground. After 3 seconds, the bolt has fallen a distance of s meters, where s is 320 minus 5d2 t between 0 and 8. Calculate the average velocity during the first, third, and 8th seconds. S at 1 minus s at 0 divided by 1 minus 0 is negative 5. S at 3 minus s at 2 divided by 3 minus 2 is negative 25. S at 8 minus s at 5 divided by 8 minus 5 is negative 75 meters per second. Therefore, the average velocity during first second is 5 meters per second down. Third second is 25 meters per second down, and 8th second is negative 75 meters per second down. Calculate the average velocity for the interval t between 0 and 8. It is s at 8 minus s at 3 divided by 8 minus 3. S at 8 is 320. S at 3 is negative 45. Divided by 5, we find negative 55 meters per second. Calculate the velocity at t equals 2. We are looking for instantaneous velocity. Velocity at 2 is limit of 320 minus 5 times 2 plus h to the power of 2 minus 320 plus 20 divided by h as h approaches 0. S at 2 plus h minus s at 2 divided by h as h approaches 0. If we expand and collect the like terms, this limit would be the same as limit of minus 20 plus 5h as h approaches 0, which is negative 20. This means the velocity at t equals 2 is 20 meters per second down. Question 9. A foreign language student has learned NT equals 20t minus T2 vocabulary terms after T hours of uninterrupted study when T is between 0 and 10. How many terms are learned between T equals 2 and T equals 3? The answer is n3 minus n2, the number of words he learned at the end of 3 hours minus the number of words that he learned at the end of 2 hours. And at 3 equals 51, and at 2 equals 36, and the answer would be 15. 15 terms are learned between t equals 2 and t equals 3. What is the rate in terms per hour at which the student is learning at t equals 2 hours? We are looking for instantaneous rate of change at t equals 2. The limit of n2 plus h minus n2 divided by h as h approaches 0 is the answer, which is the same as limit of n at 2 plus h is 20 times 2 plus h minus 2 plus h to the power of 2, and n at 2 is 36 as we calculated in the previous part, divided by h as h approaches 0. To calculate this limit, we expand the numerator. 40 plus 20h minus 4 minus 4h minus h2 minus 36 over h. Minus 40 and 40 cancel. This would be the same as limit of 16h minus h2 over h as h approaches 0. If we reduce the fraction by h, the answer would be limit of 16 minus h as h approaches 0, which is 16. So at t equals 2, the student is learning at the rate of 16 terms per hour. Question number 12. Suppose the temperature T in degrees Celsius varies with the height h in kilometers above the Earth's surface according to this equation. TH equals 60 over h plus 2. Find the rate of change in temperature with respect to height at height of 3 kilometers per hour. We are looking for instantaneous rate of change. To find the instantaneous rate of change, we have to calculate t at 3 plus h minus t at 3 divided by h, limit as h approaches 0, which is the same as limit of 60 over 5 plus h minus 60 over 5 divided by h as h approaches 0. This can be written as limit of 1 over h times 60 divided by 5 plus h minus 12 as h approaches 0, which is the same as limit of 1 over h times 60 minus 60 minus 12 h divided by 5 plus h as h approaches 0. This limit is the same as limit of negative 12 over 5 plus h as h approaches 0. When h approaches 0, 5 plus h is getting close to 5, and the limit would be negative 12 over 5. Thanks for watching.